I wanted to be able to work anywhere in the world that I wanted to work and have that kind of freedom where it's like, okay, I can live wherever I want and work in real estate. And that can mean either I'm working from the beach of, somewhere like, let's say Florida, but I'm also doing real estate on the other side of the country, or I could be in another country doing real estate in the United States. I wanted that freedom to be able to work and play and do life from wherever I wanted to.
So really not just time freedom, really more like geographic freedom. Like you could go where you wanted to go in order to enjoy the life you wanted to create, whether that was in Alaska or outside of Alaska. That real estate is perfectly set up for being able to do and run your real estate investments pretty much anywhere. I've signed paperwork in Hawaii and Canada and Europe, and I've been to Macedonia as part of my real estate team. And so there are different places you can go, and real estate does give you that freedom to be able to have a geographic change in location and still manage your real estate from where you are. I am Christina Suter, and this is the Real Estate Breakthrough Show, where we talk about the reality of real estate, the mindset you need in order to face the reality of what it is, and tips and tricks to get you moving forward in investing. I am your host, Christina Suter. Hey you, this is Christina Suter on Real Estate Breakthrough, and I have a lovely, lovely guest with me today, Leanne, and I'm super excited because I'm going to be on her virtual summit, which we're going to talk a little bit about, but really I wanted you guys to meet her. What is it that she does? Why is she an individual that you guys need to meet, that you need to have in your Rolodex? So Leanne, take us away. Give us your history.
Thank you so much, Christina. I am so excited to be here, and I can't wait to just add value to your audience and share a little bit about me. I have an interesting background, I must say. So I am originally from Alaska, and my dad is a commercial fisherman, and I grew up on a really remote island, and I mean like you have to take a boat or a plane to get out of there. And I grew up in the fishing industry with my father, and so I learned very much resilience, grit, hard work, all the things from a very young age growing up in that I guess business with him. And from there I learned kind of my affinity for nature and just being amongst the whales and the sea lions and the eagles and all the things. And I went on to get my biology degree and also my 100-ton captain's license, and landed a job on a fishing or a research vessel for the state of Alaska Department of Fish and Game. But I saw the glass ceiling almost immediately. At 27 years old, I up and quit, and I ended up jumping into real estate without any knowledge whatsoever of the industry. And I decided to join this flipping kind of course. And when I walked into the bank, the lender was like, "Who are you at 27 with no experience?" "No, we're not. You've lost your marbles, girl. you need to leave." And that kind of did, I guess, gave me a little humble pie, and I realized that I had a lot to learn. But I think that really when you jump into entrepreneurship, that's the main gist of it. You just have to learn how to overcome your setbacks.
You really do. And I think that's particularly important. And obviously, since then, you've grown a lot more. I mean, you're busy building modular homes now, and you're actually doing that's a version of ground up development with the modular home system. So clearly, you've progressed through your career since then. But what in your history really helped prepare you for being successful? Because I'm a great believer that our natural talents, our natural passions are the things that line us up to be exceptional inside of our careers, especially when we accept what those are and we just own them, be authentic about owning what it is we're passionate about, what we're good at and what we're not good at. So what in your history really helped you to be successful in what you're doing in real estate?
I think that I feel like I've struggled with that quite a bit. It's like, what really is my, I guess, natural talent? And I wasn't sure for the longest time, but I think that what I really like doing is connecting with people and forming relationships. So right out the gate, when that lender said, no, we're not going to lend to you, I realized it's like, okay, well then I need to partner with somebody, or, I need to figure out a way around this. Like, how can I get around this? I may not know all the things, but maybe if I partner with someone that has more experience than me, then that's a way to get through this kind of first barrier that I came across. And it worked. I went to the course that I decided to join. I met somebody in the course and we decided to partner. He had more construction experience than me, and we were able to then partner and do our first flip in Alaska. And so connecting with people, networking with people, I think is something that is one of my big talents. Now, did I get out and swing the hammer? Yeah, I have pictures of me at 27 years old, jackhammering the foundation, rerouting plumbing, getting in there, like all that stuff. Yes, but did I want to stay there? No, I didn't. Like, the actual hands-on construction is not my cup of tea. So, I let people do their strengths as far as that goes.
So it was you talked about what was the thing that moved you over to real estate. And it sounds like it was the glass ceiling. I hear that. But there's so many choices of someplace else you could go. If here's the glass ceiling, I'm not going to go very far in this particular career. Like, why real estate? Kind of like a random choice. Like, what was it that's like that next layer of what is it that real estate was better for you than another job or another, leaving Alaska and driving, 100-ton boats somewhere else? Like, what was it?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I saw the glass ceiling to me was being very much stuck in that niche. I had really spent the last few years, 5 years or so, niching down and getting my education, my degrees, all of those things. And I actually did look at maybe being a biologist somewhere else, but I had niched so far down that it was actually hard to find jobs somewhere else. And I found that was one of the big issues. Is I wanted to be able to work anywhere in the world that I wanted to work and have that kind of freedom where it's like, okay, I can live wherever I want and work in real estate. And that can mean either I'm working from the beach of, somewhere like, let's say Florida, but I'm also doing real estate on the other side of the country, or I could be in another country doing real estate in the United States, or vice versa. I wanted that freedom to be able to work and play and do life from wherever I wanted to.
Okay. So really not just time freedom, really more like, what do they call it? Geographic freedom. Like, you could go where you wanted to go in order to enjoy the life you wanted to create, whether that was in Alaska or outside of Alaska. That real estate is perfectly set up for being able to do and run your real estate investments from pretty much anywhere. I've signed paperwork in Hawaii and Canada and Europe, and I've been to Macedonia as part of my real estate team, and so there are different places you can go, and real estate does give you that freedom to be able to have a geographic change in location and still manage your real estate from where you are. Yeah. Okay, so now you're into the company you're in now, which is currently building modular homes. Tell us more about the structure of that company and what is it about modular homes that makes you excited?
Oh yeah. So modular homes is really exciting because there's just so many benefits, especially with the current economic climate that we're in. And what I found with stick frame is that you can have a lot of delays. So when I say stick frame, I mean taking 2x4s or 2x6s and building a house on site, on the location. And you can have weather delays. You can have contractors not show up. There's just a multitude of issues, so many issues. I've run into probably all of them. And I really was getting frustrated, even though one of, I would say, the strengths of me and my husband and our team and everything is just being so detail oriented and tracking everything. We just really, really are super focused on tracking. And so we would everything would be perfect, lined up perfectly, but then, it's going to rain for the next month and we can't get the foundation in the ground, or one contractor went missing and we have to wait for him in order to have the next contractor come in. And there can just be so many. But with actually doing modular, you can do everything is inside, everything's in the factory being built in a contained area right there, where there really is no excuse for a delay, really. Everybody is there showing up to their job there. There are no weather delays because it's inside. It's safer. You're not going up 3 stories risking your life. There is no water intrusion while you're building. There is nothing. Like, so far, we've just found it to be a really, I personally feel like it's the future of building, for sure.
That's exactly where I was going. I definitely feel like it's the future of building. I mean, I'm considering doing it in Indianapolis right now, just because I'm like, I already got a stick built that I already have as a room share. And I'm like, I think I'm going to put a modular unit in the corner. Just like go, okay, we're just going to try this on one property just to see how easy and effective it is to be able to build it. How durable is it over time? And we're looking at a piece of land that maybe we'll put more units on. So because it does seem incredibly approachable and it solves some very important problems in real estate. I've been investing for 35 years, as you know, and a lot of my listeners know. But in that 35 years, one of the primary reoccurring difficulties and stress points has been the speed of the construction team. Will they show up? Will they send enough crews? Do they understand the cost it is to me? Sometimes I'm holding up properties at $15,000 a month, $17,000 a month holding costs. Every day they're late is a problem. Are you seeing anxiety go up in my mind, in my life? Every day they're late, that is a problem. So modular to me looks like it is the next potential good, easy to use stepping stone for single families, for smaller units as of right now. But if we can do that successfully in smaller units, it's not going to take overly long before they figure out how to build much more complex, personalized looking units that are still sent modularly on a truck and then constructed on site.
Yeah. And that's something that my husband and I are working on right now, is making sure that they do look personalized, that they don't look like they're just, boxes sent out and really boring. We don't want the 1980s suburban look where everything was the same. That's not the vibe. We're in 2025 now. That's not the vibe.
Okay, what's the secret sauce of your guys' company? I think you've alluded to some of them, but I want to call it out direct. What's the secret sauce of you guys?
Yeah, the detailed tracking. I would say I think that really is something that we do really well. And then we're just always looking for the next thing. We don't want to get stuck in the past with okay, we found the secret sauce now and this is it. We're always looking at how to get better and how to be innovative and how to stay in the times. And something that we want to do is we want to build energy efficient homes. I'm a biologist at heart. I care about the environment. And so we want to be able to construct 5-star energy efficient homes that look good, that are built with quality, but also affordable. Okay, how can we do that? We're always looking at how to be more innovative, how to make it more affordable, how to make it more energy efficient. There's just always room for growth.
I love it. I think the detail orientedness and making it kind on the planet. But I'm going to add one, which is, maybe you're sensitive to, maybe not. Modular companies that specialize in modular homes and being able to organize those is really actually not that many yet. So that alone is one of your guys' secret sauces, having this mastery over what it means to create, use, and personalize, expand on, trying to find the right word, for words not entering my brain, but basically being able to get into the forefront of what it means to use that modular build so you guys have the level of mastery to be successful in it and be able to be on the cutting edge of personalization, better features, strong, making sure that you have the strongest built and has the right foundation underneath, because every city has their own requirements. So I think that mastery in a new cutting edge industry is going to be very helpful. Just suggesting. It's an obvious one, but just suggesting it. So, so right now, what do you feel like your industry is facing? And maybe that's real estate as a whole, or maybe that's been modular. Like, what do you think? I'm always love this question because it gives me like news on the ground. Like, you're in Alaska, I'm in California. I talk to people in Tennessee and Indianapolis and Tulsa regularly because they're all part of my investment, crew and team. But I don't know what's going on where you are, or is it more of a national concern?
Yeah, so I'm actually I grew up in Alaska. I'm in Austin, Texas, so I can definitely speak. Yeah, I skipped that part in my story. I moved to Austin. I've been here. I'm. I tried to keep it short for you, but yeah, I moved to Austin in 2017. I was married in 2022, so we've been working together for over 10 years now, my husband and I, and we built this company from the ground up, and it sure has changed quite a bit since we've been doing this. I mean, I started out with flips in Alaska, did a couple of flips in Austin, didn't find that it was really conducive to the economy down here, or the price of land, really, doing flips and trying to keep it energy efficient. It just didn't work. So we went to stick frame new construction, and I think that it's actually kind of part of the what the industry is facing now is kind of part of the modular pivot, is that really here in Austin we saw a huge correction. I mean, I'm talking 20 to 30% correction depending on what neighborhood you were in. It was substantial. And I think that the rest of the United States is kind of seeing that now. Austin saw it right out the bat, but now it's kind of leveled out here in Austin. And I'm starting to see, the market coming back. Homes are going back to buying and selling, and it's looking healthy right now. However, the land prices are still as the lowest I've ever seen. And something that happened here in Austin is that they actually changed the zoning to where now I can build 3 homes on a lot instead of what was previously 1 or 2. And so that makes the ROI on a property, especially when the land is still pretty low. It's like right now there is a huge opportunity right now in this time and space. And then if you combine that with modular, where we can speed up the timeline. I mean, what used to take us about a year moving fast, 18 months more realistically, I can get a home built in, permitted and built in 7 months right now using modular. And so that makes the IRR go through the roof right now. So being able to do that is just, groundbreaking right now. And I have kind of the current economy to thank for that. Like, that's the whole reason that I did the pivot. So I think that when times get hard and you really have to be like, okay, how can I get more efficient? How can I be better? How can I get through this later after the fact? Once you've kind of like moved through it and figured it out, you can look back and be like, oh, I'm so grateful I did this. That actually makes my company that much better. So yay,
I think you're not going to regret being in modular at all. And so my understanding is the way that you guys do that is that, I know right now it's serving you in the fact that Austin is cheaper. But I think the fact that you're able to accelerate construction ends up being meaningful in this high interest rate environment, because now when you're borrowing money, whether it's from a bank or whether it's from investors, that rate is higher now than it was before, but your returns are sooner and faster. So it actually gets more IRR in their pocket from the beginning because it's less than a year versus over a year. But also it leaves more cash in your guys' pocket, just the pure efficiency of it.
Yeah, and it also allows us, if we need to lower the price of the home, make it more affordable so that we can be competitive, because, buyers have a little bit more power these days. We can do that. We have plenty of room to do that. And so it makes it safer for, I guess, me and the investors, and it also makes it better for, the potential buyers out there. If they're looking for a more affordable home, it can actually be conducive to helping with the affordability crisis as well.
Yeah, that's good. We like helping with the affordability crisis. Neil Bawa has this 10K goal in order to help with the affordability crisis. I know that Kathy Fedke is also working on that front as well. Being able to deal with the affordability. I'm readjusting my midterm and short-term rentals to deal with the affordability crisis, to make more housing available at a less expensive price. So many of us are on that train of wanting to try to make that better.
Yeah, the thing that's kind of interesting, and from my standpoint, being the builder and wanting to build energy efficient homes, when I was doing stick frame, what I found is that I wanted to do energy efficient homes. Well, that would mean building with 2x6s instead of 2x4s, and putting more insulation in the wall and using better windows and all these things that drive the price up. So I was seeing that only people in higher classes would be able to afford the homes that I was building, which is not where I wanted to go. I wanted to be able to provide energy efficient, good quality homes to the masses. And so this is really allowing me to do that, which just like fulfills my purpose, fills my heart, like makes me feel like I'm in a much better position to be able to offer that.
Being able to fulfill one's purpose is, I can't sing loudly enough as to how important that is. The joy that one can experience in really feeling like you're centered in your purpose. I have people who ask, like, this is one of my favorite topics. So you touched on one of my favorite topics, so I'm going to riff on it. But I had people ask me often, like, oh, well, my purpose is real estate, or my purpose is, running a dog kennel, or my purpose is, being a mom. And I'm like, actually, that's not my experience of how people's purpose works. I'm going to suggest that people's purpose is aligning with something that you're passionate about as a mission or a goal on the planet, right? Like, I like ecology. I want to make the world better because I understand biology really well. Or I have a master's in psychology. I understand people, right? And I really want to help people grow, and I want to help them find their internal leadership, right? So I call myself the real estate whisperer because I not only talk about real estate, but I talk about how do you align your purpose up first to create a real estate portfolio in a life that's based on purpose and passion. Like, let's do the purpose passion part first. Let's do the real estate second, and then have the real estate line up in order to support the passion and purpose, right? And there's so many ways to support passion and purpose through real estate, whether it's affordable housing, quality housing, right? Eco development, or eco development or construction. I'm trying to find the right words. Or being able to use your design sense and being able to make a home prettier, or good project management, or empowering your team. Those type of things generally align with purpose and passion. And then the real estate is an example of that. And being a mom is the same way for me. Like, I've got my purpose and passion, and I've tried to support my daughter in what she needs to understand her purpose and passion, because that's my purpose and passion, is to help people find their purpose and passion and their leadership, right? So I'm trying to help her find her leadership and her purpose and passion, and have it be 100% authentic as much as I can to her, because I think that's where power really resides, is being authentically yourself. Right? And what does that have to do with real estate? Mostly people would say nothing. But in my mind, it completely crosses over. So being able to use real estate to fulfill your purpose and passion, to me, is the best success, or the highest success you can have.
Absolutely. And I feel like it can be directly or indirectly. Like, I've kind of found a way to do it directly. Like, through real estate, I am able to build energy efficient homes, better for the environment, better for the people, all that stuff, and help with the affordability. Now, someone else, maybe they find it as a way to have passive income, and then they can go do something else to, solve world hunger or whatever it is that their purpose is. That's a big, obvious one, but it could be something different too.
All right. So how do you think your company's going to do? When we started with the conversation, we talked about maybe there's an upcoming recession. We have a whole, the yield curve has unreversed. And so now it should be on a timeline for when there's a recession. There's a lot of rioting going on. I'm in LA, so we're connected to the fact that there's rioting going on. We're not, right now at least, some of the cities are not happy with our current administration, and we're making that loud. Just saying. Notice we're making it loud. And that's gonna create instability, financial uncertainty. The tariffs are creating financial uncertainty. And again, I'm trying really hard to not have a political conversation because I don't want to have a political conversation. My job in real estate, both as a real estate professional who invests in real estate, but also as a real estate GP in real estate, as well as having real estate clients in real estate, people I advise. My job is to keep track of the data of what's happening in finances and the data of what's happening in the economy. In my opinion, my personal opinion means nothing unto itself. I can't, that won't help me sit quietly with the data as it comes in to try to come up with a projection that will serve myself, my investors, and my clients.
Right. Yeah. Well, you need to be awake to what's going on for sure. Yeah. So from my perspective, I am happy that I pivoted to modular. One of the reasons being is that I went through COVID doing stick frame, and my goodness, did that hurt a lot because of just the supply chain issues. I remember waiting for about a year for an electric component that I needed in the home to get certificate of occupancy, and it killed me. That sucked a lot. And you're talking about high interest rates and sitting on a property and just like watching your bank account like go down, and you're just like sinking. And it's all just because, and it's out of your hands. It's supply chain issues. It's a global pandemic. What can you really do? And so what I really like about modular is that I partnered up with a factory who has much bigger buying power, and they've actually hedged their bets on a lot of things. So they're not seeing prices increase right now as far as their buying power. And so that means that me buying, the price isn't going up right now. We're not seeing prices go up, which makes me really happy. Especially with the talks about the tariffs and all the things going on. A lot of people are seeing inflation prices go up. I haven't on my end yet. And hopefully I won't anytime soon. But that being said, it's safer when you have a quicker timeline too. When we're building in less than a year, when we're building in and getting a home, from the time that we buy the property to the time that we sell it, we're estimating 7 months is like average right now what we're looking at. We're probably going to bring that in even more. We're just starting this process. So once we get a few more reps under our belt, I think we're going to get faster. And especially when we start reusing plans, which is another great thing about modular, is being able to reuse, repurpose plans and go out and do it again. That's when you really start seeing the huge ROI. So doing it faster also saves your butt. Like there's less time for change. Like in real estate, it's when the things change. It's like you go and you do your due diligence, you do your underwriting, you're like, okay, this is what it looks like. The longer that you are in that construction phase, from the time that you buy the property until it's sold and you actually see the money back in your account, that's risk right there for things to go sideways. So the faster that you can get it done, the safer it gets, and the more that you can predict what 7 months out from now is going to look like instead of over a year, 2 years, something like that. So I find that it's less risky, and I like that. That makes me feel much better about it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Good. So I'm going to keep moving forward just because of time. We're not out of time, but I'm just going to keep moving forward because of time. So tell me about a deal that went wrong. And the reason why I almost always try to ask this question is because being in real estate for 35 years and having experienced the stalls like you talked about, and being able to make investor holes and make my investors whole out of my own pocket in order to save my brand, I was gonna say my backside, but my brand, in order to save my brand. Like I've experienced the ups and the downs, and it really becomes more and more as I get older clear that who you're investing with is one of the primary things that will define your success or the success of your dollar in that investment. So tell me about something that went wrong and what you learned from it, how it made you a better investor.
Yeah, well, I feel like I've kind of already touched on the fact that we are very detailed and we track everything. And that makes us better overall because we know what to expect if we've already done it and we've tracked it. We started this thing called the lessons learned. And we would track every project. And really it was mostly centered around getting through inspections because the city of Austin can be quite difficult as far as getting through inspections. They'll gig you on this, that, or the other. And so every time that, I'll just call it a gig, every time we didn't get it quite right, they give you a list of things like you need to do this, 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 and this, and then you can pass. And every time that it didn't go right, we would write it down until after some time, we would get through it with no gigs. Like we would just pass. And, every day matters, not only for the investor, but also what we actually, our brand was so well known that people were in line waiting to buy our homes. And it's because of the quality, the design, the energy efficiency, all of that. We just got kind of a reputation. Well, COVID happened and this woman had a baby and she was in the hospital waiting to go home. And it was like COVID had just started. The Austin had been shut down. It was like, no, you can't build the home. You have to stop work right now. Excuse me. And so we knew that this woman was waiting to move in. And so it got lifted. We were considered one of the critical industries or whatever, and we were allowed to go back to work. And there was we had to pass the inspection because we had lost days. We had to pass the inspection that first time go around. We were like, okay, we have to get it all right because this woman's rate lock is about to expire. The lenders weren't going to give her any grace or us any grace. They were like, your rate lock expires on this date and that's it. That's period. I don't care that everything got shut down. So it was like, okay, we have to pass. She wants to go move in with her baby where she can feel safe while COVID is going on and everything. She was quite stressed with having a brand new baby. And because of our lessons learned that we tracked, not just for our business and the investors and wanting to be more efficient in business, but also for, the buyer, the woman with the baby, we were able to go and pass on the very first go around and she was able to move in. The rate lock wasn't an issue. We closed, everything went smooth. And if we hadn't been that detailed and tracked everything, that wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't have been able to pull that off.
Good story. Love the story. That's fantastic. Let's change the topic one more time. So you are doing a virtual summit, Wealth Blueprint Summit. It's from July 16th to the 18th. I feel incredibly honored that you have invited me to be one of your guests on the summit. That is lovely. Why don't you tell my listeners a lot more about the summit and the purpose of the summit?
Yeah, well, I am all about innovation, as we've discussed on here, and I like staying on the leading edge as things are changing. And since I don't know all of the things that are happening, all the AI stuff, all the innovative stuff that's coming out, I wanted to bring together 18 speakers who know different aspects of wealth blueprint innovation, how to stay on the leading edge, what you can be doing to set yourself up for success instead of feeling like you're falling behind. And so I decided to create the Wealth Blueprint Summit so that we can listen to these 18 expert speakers come in and share their knowledge, share their truths, share how you can stay at the leading edge of these
quickly changing times. I mean, the AI to me and modular are almost similar. When you talk about modular being specific to our industry and the change it will make in our industry, and artificial intelligence making a deep change in having to do with real estate agents and how deals are going to be found and being able to do due diligence using AI. I'm already using AI to do my due diligence in some cities. Like I've been looking in Dublin. I looked this morning, just this morning, I looked at Toledo, Ohio, and I looked at, I think it was Yorktown, Ohio. Maybe I've got that wrong, but I looked at those two markets specifically this morning for a client of mine. And within about 30 minutes, I was able to get a much faster answer than I would normally get. And it still referenced some of the websites that I do use regularly. And I was able to call out some of the websites I wanted it to use, like city-data, right? Like just one of those old boring standards, right? So, so I really love that that's available, and it's going to change the industry significantly. And I love that you're putting that together, because there's a lot of talk about potentially a $7 trillion shift in what AI will create. So what are some of your thoughts on AI and the changes that AI is going to create?
Oh goodness. I myself am also using AI like you. I actually have taught AI to find properties for me. So it not only does it do the deal analysis, and I've set it all up on an automatic flow to where it's like it's searching while I'm sleeping. It's finding me properties to buy. Like, and it ranks it in order. I'm like, okay, ranking it. So I've taught it how to do my deal analysis, my underwriting process. I've taught it. And so it brings me the top 10 properties for me to look at. Well, top 100, but it ranks it. I look at the top 10. I don't look at the bottom ones. And it highlights them for me to look into. So I'm like, okay, it thinks that these top 10 are the ones that I should take a look at. Let's look into it deeper. And of course I check it and everything and make sure that it all looks good. But yeah, it is creating. So if you can learn how to leverage AI, it can bring so much efficiency to your business. It's in real estate, especially, like that's my expertise, but I'm finding ways to be able to use it, and then also using it in modular as well. And then the way that we're going with potentially starting to incorporate AI and robotics, like imagine where modular will blow up, at that point. Yeah,
I think so. Modular will blow up. And like I said earlier, I think modular may be in its baby stages, but as soon as they figure out how to truly build a single family residence, not just 500 square feet, 900 square feet, but 1,500 square feet, there's going to be attraction behind that that's going to be hard to stop.
I'm building 2,000 square foot residences right now. And yeah, it can be done. It can be done. So like I said, right now I can build 3 homes on a lot. I'm building 3 2,000 square foot residences right now on a lot is what I'm doing. And it's totally doable. And I've heard of huge mansions being built. So it's not just like the, I guess, introductive quality. It's like, no, you can actually do high lux quality mansion builds using modular now. So it's very versatile. Yeah.
Who are your speakers? Let's get back to the AI for a minute. Who are your speakers?
Oh goodness. Let's see.
I didn't pre-warn you on this so you could have your list up. I apologize.
I don't have my list up. I'm trying to think. You.
Thank you. Yes.
Let me see if I have the thing up so I can look. Let's see. Sam Richter, Stephen Spencer. I'm having a title company come and talk as well about some title stuff. I have Mike Morawski. I have that's what comes to mind right now. Diane.
I just saw Mike at a mastermind group we both were in. So great to see him. Yes, he's in Tulsa as well.
Okay, yeah, he's a great speaker. He was at my last summit, and he'll be returning again on this one as well. He has a great story, a great message, and he's a good speaker. He's very knowledgeable. And then I have Diane. She's the CPA. She'll be talking about some new tax stuff that's being passed and coming out, so that'll all be very current and exciting as well.
Super exciting. I really think having a whole summit dedicated to where real estate and AI meet and cross is a powerful place for people to learn something if they haven't really bounced on the AI understanding yet, and maybe they're only using it personally for themselves. I think being able to go to the summit to be able to see experts who are crossing them over can be a great wayfinder, a way shower for them, and understanding how they can actually get better traction faster inside of their real estate portfolio or for their real estate clients by using this new technology, which is going to truly make a difference. So I'm looking forward to that summit. I think it's going to be fantastic. All right. If people want to get to the summit to buy a ticket, how do they do that?
Yes. So you can, let's see, I don't have the link. It's wealth.masterself.com. and /wealth, and you'll be able to find the landing page in order to sign up. And also you can follow me on all social media platforms at Leanne, LeAnn, LeFortūne, LeFortune. And I will be posting about it all on there. I also like to speak about real estate, about wealth, about all those things. They totally light me up as well because I like to share it with everybody. It is possible for everybody. I want everyone to know that. If they don't feel like it is, it is. I was 27 years old when I jumped ship, quite literally, and started in real estate, and I had no prior knowledge, education about it whatsoever. So it's totally possible. And where else? Let's see. Yeah, I do have a Facebook group, Master Self, in Facebook. If you just type in Master Self, that's kind of where my community is at. There's a ton of investors in there, and I will be posting about the summit in there as well. And if you want to learn more about modular and you're interested in my company there, it's Tectonic, it's spelled TEKKTONIQ.com, and you can actually sign up for a newsletter in there if you'd like to hear about our investment opportunities. We do have investment opportunities there.
Beautiful. I was about to ask that. What's your website? So it's perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much, Leanne. So appreciate it. This is Christina Suter with Real Estate Breakthrough. We'll post another one in 2 weeks. You can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Roku TV, Apple, Amazon TV, and YouTube. And we'll see you again in 2 weeks.